Hi, I'm Liz Larson here with my good friend Carl Jacobson, woodturner and artist. Today we're collaborating on some necklaces and pendants made of fordite. We're going to show you how to do this hook that I'm wearing that works out great for changing out these pendants.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. Here's actually how it starts out in the raw form, chunk like that. And you can find this stuff on eBay. So if you want to pick some up and play around with it. But let's show you, and then like the pieces, each one of these can be interchanged with the necklace.
So this is one of my designs, kind of referring to it as a hook from the shape. Makes it really easy to interchange pendants. The hard part is getting it on not backwards. So there you go, you can see how easy that is. Take it back off, and the next day you can wear something different. If I could get it on. There you go. Wore this one in Italy for 3 weeks. Wore it for about 2 weeks of the 3 weeks and interchanged it with different pendants every other day. Was great, easy, packable, and looked great every day. Okay, this is another one of our designs, a copper piece, a copper hook. We're going to display putting this on with just a simple jump ring. Okay, so these are some basic tools that we're going to use to make our hook today. Self-explanatory yardstick. For measuring out, we need about 18 inches of silver. Some needle nose pliers, some different varieties of that. We need something to cut the silver with. And this is a good one. It helps you bend things without actually creating any marks. This also just has a measuring on it, and I tend to use it a little bit for a punch. And some small hammers. The hammers are small because my hands are small and I can't carry a lot of weight, but you can use larger hammers. This is for pounding. You need a solid surface, something steel, to give the back of your piece some flatness, some stability. So this is what I'm going to use. Okay, so I've got my 18 inches of silver, and you want it to be asymmetrical. I'm forming it around my own neck so you can get an idea of where it needs to lay. You want this side of the silver, the short side, when it's finished and curled, to hit right about your collarbone, right about there. So you can see that I've left enough silver here to make my curl. And then here you want to hit about mid-chest. So you need enough to leave a curl there. So you want to kind of adjust. You could also do it on a mannequin. You want to make sure that from about where your collarbones meet in the front, you're about 3 inches down. That's where your curl is going to land. That's about the best place to fit in the chest. If you want your hook longer than that, then you're going to need to adjust for that. But you can kind of see how that looks also on the mannequin. Okay, as you can see, this is how the silver looks before you start to curl your edges. You want your curls to aim outward from the center. Inward would look really awkward. So we're going to start with this pair of sort of a needle nose plier, and you want to hook them to the end. The trick to the curl is how you twist your wrist. I'm going to hook like this. It looks a little awkward. You can see that my wrist is a little bit twisted. Pinch and start to twist inward. Okay. After I've made my first corner, I'm going to need to readjust because you could see that my arm went about as far as it could go. So I need to repinch, come back around. Now as I come back around, you want to make sure not to get the pinch too tight. I'm going to stop again, readjust, and start to come from here. Okay, that is my complete circle. Okay, so you can see how our hook is shaping up. We've got our first curl. Now we need to do the upper curl. Again, I'm going to twist my arm outward. Looks a little uncomfortable, kind of is to start. Pinch and twist inward. twisting my wrist all the way, and I readjust, come back in, and continue my loop to here. Come back in and finish my curl. Now this curl can be a little tighter because we're not going to be putting pendants on this side. At this point, your hook looks like this. I'm going to try it on just to make sure it's sitting in the right places. Perfect. Right at my collarbone, right about 3 inches down from where my collarbone meets in the center. At this point, your hook can be a left-handed or a right-handed because I've added no curvature. So if you would like to switch it around and prefer left-handed, you can do that at this point. Okay, so we're ready to start pounding. We need to do just a little bit of adjusting. It's a good time to stop and explain that when we pound the silver, flatten it out, really any of the metals that we're going to be using, that it strengthens them, flattens them, but it also changes the shape of the metal. If I pound here, it's going to tighten this curl here. So at this point, I'm going to adjust just a little bit and pull the center of my curl open so that I can retighten it as I pound it. Okay, I like to start at the center of the curl, and I like to use this tool, or you could use any other kind of a punching tool, to flatten out the tip. At this point, I like to switch to the ball peen hammer. And ladies, just want to say, I don't recommend doing this with nails. I have pounded my nails off at this point. As I move up, I'm switching to the flat side of the hammer to get my good flatness here. Then I switch to the ball peen to get a little bit more texture. Okay, you need to work both sides of your metal. You can see that I'm getting a nice texture on this side, but very flat on this side, so we have to turn it over. You'll also change the shape of your hook by turning it over. So I've adjusted a little, and I'm going to work on the back side of this piece. I'm going to focus my attention on this corner, see if I can't get it to tighten around just a little bit. This is a place where we're committing to this being a right-sided hook. As I pound up further, you can see that we're starting to get a nice curve, and it follows the curve of the chest. So this will be a right-sided hook at this point. So we're not going to be pounding the back of this. We're going to leave this nice and smooth. You can make necklaces where they are pounded all the way around, and it's beautiful too. We'll save that for another episode. But for now, we want to get our hook nice and finished before we do our tapering up into the back of the necklace. Okay, I'm just going to use my ball peen and lightly tap around this side here to see if I can get my curl just a little bit tighter without having to adjust it with the pliers. This is, by the way, half hard silver. As you get into the larger sizes, you need to go a little softer or they're really not poundable. So this silver is half hard. And you might be able to see that while I'm pounding, I am getting just a little bit tighter here. I don't have to adjust with the pliers, which is great at this point, because I don't want to make marks if I don't have to. You can also get some different shape, add some dimension to the hook at this point. Just be careful not to get too thin. If you want a little thicker here and a little thinner here, this is the place where you can kind of do those small adjustments. I like to use the ball peen. I have a little more control and I'm getting some more texture. So this is the front side of their hook. And I've been pounding the back side. So I'm getting a nice flat look here, and you can keep it that way if you wish, or add more texture with the ball peen. I'm going to add a little more texture. So I'm working off the edge of my surface here just so I can keep my shape here and not have to rework that. I wanted to show that I'm using the ball peen to texture the edges of this. So I get a little bit more reflection, a little bit shinier. So you can do that. Just take your ball peen and tap around the edges to get a little more shape and texture. Okay, so I'm about finished with the hook here, and I just want to make a nice smooth transition into the round silver here. So we're just going to lightly pound up into here until we get the transition that we want. So now I'm just making my adjustments, pounding lightly, turning the piece back and forth till I get the right shape, flatness that I want. Next, I need to put it on to make the adjustments to make it fit. We've got the shape that we want, so now we just need to fit it to the contours of the body, which just means bending and twisting a little until it fits the shape. If it's sticking out too far like this one, we may want to put it back on the steel, pound it a little bit till it moves back in like we want. This is the back side, as you can see the shape, and I'm going to hit it about here to get it to pull back in to fit more of the shape of the body. See it start to move up? We need quite an angle to make it fit. Now I need to adjust mainly with hands to make it fit the curve of the neck here. See how it comes across the chest? We want it to come quite a ways across and back to hang correctly. It actually is very secure with the shape, fits tightly around the neck, and with the weight of the pendant, it holds it on or down. You can wear it with or without a pendant. So see, it's elegant and easy and looks great with almost any pendant. I'll show you with another one. So as you can see, I've added a pendant that has a different metal, copper, so you can change the pendants out to match your outfit, match your mood. So these are some of the pendants that we've made out of the fordite. Carl sculpted these for us.
So this is the same stuff I've turned on the wood turning channel, but we're going to be doing some more episodes with some different designs, and I just want to say thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.
See you soon.